Okie dokie, folks. We should be live. Hello, hello. Sorry I was not here last week, but this weekend, back again. I'm your host, Kevin, with also your host, Adrian from BFB. Really fun stream today. We got a lot of juicy topics to talk about. And by the way, real quick, for those of you joining us on time, can you give us a quick shout out in the live chat if you can hear us all right? That'd be greatly appreciated. And today's topics, trouble in paradise for Binance from a lot of fronts. It really seems like they're getting really attacked on different ends and so forth. And a Doge upgrade that Elon supports. We're going to talk a little bit about Elon and Doge and so forth. Cardano has a testnet for their smart contracts availability or feature finally. I'm going to talk about FTX exchange, and they partner with Tom Brady, and they're partnering with a lot of things, a lot of big things. And also a lot of other fun things. Your live chat, we're going to try to get to all your questions, so be sure to use your live chat. And once again, hello, and let us know if you can hear us all right. So let's let some people roll in real quick, but I want to take a look at the markets and just have a general chat with Adrian first. Let's see. So, okay, here's the markets. Quite interesting. Bitcoin's been a little bit up and down, but still around like the 33,000 levels, which was where we were at like a week ago or half a week ago or so. So one thing that pops to my mind is that it really seems like those on-chain analysts like Willy Woo, he said like there was a huge shock to the system. A lot of people like weekends sold, and then now we need time to consolidate to like eat back up that supply before.
In the shock, you mean like the huge drops that we experienced so far?
Yeah, in May, it's like the whales selling, and like Chinese miners selling, like those things. He saw that in the on-chain analysis and said that now we would need time to soak up that supply before we can move upwards. And it really seems like we are consolidating now in this like lower to mid 30,000s range, which is fine by me. But it's really interesting because he and a few other on-chain analysts I follow are bullish, actually, and chart traders are bearish right now. They think it's like a massive head and shoulders. We're headed to like the low 10Ks or mid 10Ks, things like that. So it's quite interesting to see the debates going on from sides. But there's also some chart traders who follow the Wyckoff model, and they say it's like accumulation right now. It's gonna spring upwards. It's just one of many theories. And there's like Elliott waves, Wyckoff models. There's so many. It's like hard to keep track of. But
Yeah,
that's
I've seen people talking about Bitcoin being in a Wyckoff pattern at the moment. So let's see how that plays out.
yeah. And wait, let me just check to those joining us real quick. Hello. Thanks, Max. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Here's our topics for today. We're just starting off with a really brief market chatting about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and just price action. But here's our topics today that you have to look forward to. Trouble in paradise for Binance, Doge upgrades, Cardano, FTX partnerships, and your live chat questions. So be sure to smash that like button and use the live chat free and clear. Do whatever you want, write questions, comments, and we'll be sure to take a look. Okay, so, one thing I was pointing out is a few days ago, I saw something that I rarely see. I saw Bitcoin like -2% and Ethereum like +3 or 4%. So it's like a 5-6% difference. But what really shocked me was Bitcoin was down while Ethereum was up. Because if you think about it, like that 5% difference isn't that crazy, right? Usually what I see is the following. Bitcoin down, altcoins down more. Bitcoin
Right.
up, altcoins up less if it's Bitcoin season. Bitcoin up, altcoins up more if it's alt season. You rarely see something like that happening, where Bitcoin is actually down and Ethereum is actually up, like a 5% gap.
Yes, but that was like one day.
Yeah, but I don't think I mean, I take a look at the price thing hundreds of days, maybe not thousands of days, maybe over 1,000 days now. But that's what I'm saying. It shocked me because I'm like, I don't remember this happening. I feel like I would remember that happening. I mean, you get my cases, right? Like Bitcoin's down, altcoins down more if it's bleeding season, Bitcoin up, and then depending on the season, they could be up less or up more. But you
Yes,
rarely
generally,
see that.
I
You rarely
absolutely
see that
agree.
divergence, which was really shocking to me. But Ethereum has been doing really well. Look at this.
Yeah. But generally, when Bitcoin is consolidating and uh, being relatively stable, then usually altcoins do benefit from that.
Yes. Okay, wait, let me see. So ETH BTC ratio, I would have imagined it to like die more, but it didn't. It's still holding up decently well.
What's the, how I say, what's the time
0.064.
frame?
Oh, this is within the past like few months. Let's see. This is within early March to now.
Okay.
So I thought this is Ethereum BTC ratio. So it hit 0.08. And then because of those events where everything crashed a lot, I thought this would take a beating. But it still
Which
held
it
up.
did.
I mean, a little bit, but it didn't like retrace even back to its April levels, which I would have thought it would have.
Okay.
It's still up
Maybe not
like,
yet. The trend is still
yeah. It's still high, and usually like when everything crashes a lot. I mean, let's just look at some other charts just to like what Dogecoin. Dogecoin also did really well, right? Let's see, but BTC ratio with Doge. Let's see, 3 months. Okay, so Dogecoin did dip to its April levels, but now it's back up a little bit in terms of BTC ratio. So quite interesting there. Are you still there, by the way, Adrian? I think he might have frozen a little bit. Let's see, one sec. Where is my like interviews? Oh. Okay. Well, anyways, guys. Let's see. Investing in Binance. I mean, Binance Coin has been holding up pretty well, Subham. Like, let's take a look real quick. So let's go back. Binance Coin. There was a lot of FUD against Binance, right? And I thought it would take more of a beating. This is BNB. Okay, let's see. But it has, let's see, 3 months. Ah, he's back. It's all good. So Subham was asking about Binance. Should they avoid getting into Binance? And so I'm taking a look. You know, it's held up pretty well given the recent regulatory actions against it. This is USD, not BTC. But like the regulatory actions came like in the past week or so, and it's
Like
held
the
up.
majority of
Yeah,
government action, because it's been going on
it's
for
been
actually
rolling
quite
in.
longer.
Exactly,
Yeah,
it's been rolling in, but there's been like two or three things in the past like week or two, and USD
yeah.
price wise, look, it's holding up quite well. And I know this is a little bit conspiracy theory esque, but people say that BNB is like manipulated by CZ and stuff. I have no idea the details of that, so I don't want to speculate. But
So what's the trading volume of Binance?
oh yeah, it's kind of low right now, to be honest. Let's see, trading volume 1 billion 24-hour.
It's
Yeah,
quite a volume to just
Th-
manipulate, right?
this is for BNB, Binance Coin. Binance the
Yeah.
exchange has huge volume. But anyways, on to our topics of today. Like I said, let's start with Binance first. There's a lot of juicy stuff, and would love to get some thoughts by Adrian too. Okay, so let's see this Cointelegraph, right? Today's turn is Binance is the largest exchange in the world by far, volume wise. And part of that reason is because they take such a lax approach to regulation. So there's like anything goes really. People all over the world, especially if you live with countries that aren't as strict on it, can just ape into Binance stuff like crazy. And they do. But let's take a look at this Cointelegraph
But I think
article.
it's also got to do with the amount of altcoins they've been offering from the very, very beginning, large volumes.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
why
their platform is also has a great user interface.
it does. It does. And I think you've heard me say this before, but I think it's best to think of CZ as one of the most talented casino operators. He's literally running. If you stop thinking about it as like a crypto exchange per se, and think of it as like a casino operation going on, and he does such a wonderful job. Like what the traders want, he delivers. They want a lot of random altcoins. He'll give that to you. They want 150x leverage. He'll give that to you.
They
So
want ICOs.
he'll give
He
that to
gives it.
you. Yeah. He okay. Anyways, so let's see what they say. The Thai SEC and the Cayman Islands. Right. Let's see. They're the latest financial regulators to announce a regulatory crackdown. Thai SEC announced they filed a criminal complaint, launching a criminal procedure and investigation for allegedly operating a digital asset business without a license. They say Binance had provided crypto trading services via its website, blah, blah, blah. Binance solicited the Thai public and investors. They also had a Binance Thai community Facebook page. They issued a warning letter to Binance in April. They required the exchange to submit a written response, but the exchange failed to submit a response within time. That's kind of amateur. Why wouldn't they at least submit a response?
Yeah, that's actually surprising. Yes, as they very often state that they wish to comply with government regulation, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
They
and it,
say or to work with regulators at the very least.
I feel like it seems like Binance sometimes takes an ostrich approach where you like stick your head in the sand and think that nothing's going wrong because you can't see it. It
Mm,
also reminds me of that meme. Someone said like whenever CZ says something is FUD, that means it's likely true. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily fair, but entirely accurate, but sometimes it's true. That's why there's that like
It
that
also isn't
reputation.
entirely inaccurate.
Exactly. So the Cayman Islands, I think this is where Binance might have a registration there. I don't remember.
It's
Either there or
often
Malta.
it's it's often written in many articles about Binance that they have some registration in the Cayman Islands.
Exactly. And that's what's confusing because they it's so hard to find out information. Like you don't even know which random country CZ is like hiding out in these days or where their offices are or anything. It's like so
Because
much is
Binance themselves say that they don't operate their crypto activities from the Cayman Islands, but just have some entities registered there.
that's the thing. Then if not, where do they operate? Like Malta might go after them too, but they're like, oh, we're not there either. Like where the heck are they? I guess in the cloud, right? On the blockchain or something.
CZ at some conference did say that that their company doesn't have a headquarters at all,
Yeah,
and it's all
that's
a
for
matter
sure.
of definition. What do you define as a headquarter? He was talking about.
I think Coinbase is actually happy about all of this because in their IPO filing, they said one of their biggest risks is that exchanges like Binance are able to like run free while Coinbase like tries so hard to be compliant. Like they spend millions a year on lawyers to be compliant, Coinbase. But Binance
So,
is like, F the lawyers, we'll just do what we want. I mean, I'd be surprised if they had more than like one lawyer, even really.
but but in for example the U.S., because the U.S. Binance operation is separated from the
Exactly.
international operation, and there they even have like two people from government agencies attracted to make sure the U.S. operation is going has yeah, how you say that, is
Compliant.
regulatory compliant, and they
Exactly.
work with government to make sure regulations will not hamper crypto business or their business per se.
That's the thing, though. I don't think we should even consider Binance US and Binance.com like the same. It's like a really
It's not.
huge
Yeah.
separation between them. It's like,
And they're trying to do that in more countries, like for
yeah.
example the UK version, because the an announcement about from the UK regulator about Binance, which was like last week. They gave some warning, but that was about a Binance entity, which is also not really the Binance exchange, but is some company that they bought
Yeah.
to um, to make a UK separated exchange from.
By the way, guys watching them, especially if you're subscribed to us, we have a series that it's like we dive deeper into the breaking news events per se and really like do our research and break down the real story or like why you should not worry about it, why you should not trip about it. Would you like us to do one about this Binance, like all this regulation stuff? So the title would be The Real Story of Binance versus Regulators Around the World. I can think of a better title, but if you would like that, be sure to like this live stream and let us know specifically in the live chat that you would like us to, and then Adrian and I will do that for you in the coming week or so. But just let us know. Anyways, back to this. Okay, so we weren't done. Cayman Islands. Okay, any crypto related company incorporated there must be registered in their act. Okay, so Binance said that they've always operated in a decentralized manner. We do have entities incorporated in Cayman Islands, performing activities permitted by law and not related to operating crypto exchange trading activities. Okay, let's see. Yeah, exactly what we said, right? Binance has been struggling to find the right jurisdiction. Maybe they'll go to El Salvador. What do you think about that?
That would probably be a great solution.
Because they're really
Or at least,
welcoming Bitcoin and crypto right now. Like
yeah, and
really
crypto
welcoming.
entrepreneurs and in particular, right?
Yeah, Justin Sun said he wanted to open up a Tron office there. I
Mm.
mean, he's just trying to get attention, in my opinion. But hey, if you're gonna help out El Salvador with their worthless
And
projects
it
proceeds, then who am I to to complain about that?
and it really looks like South America as a whole is going to be more crypto friendly than perhaps the rest of the world.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so previously headquartered in Malta, rumors, but then last February, the Malta Financial Services Authority claimed it never approved. This is weird to me, though. I mean, this is why I think we should do the real story, because I always thought Malta was like really lax and welcoming to
But it's
exchanges.
also part of the EU, so
I see.
um, there is they can't be too lax either. So there is some
Yeah. This
conflicting information there.
this story is so fascinating. I'm really thinking we should potentially look into this further. Like, look, UK, Japan, Canada, US, Binance is feeling the heat. And this is what one
I
guy,
saw somewhere someone writing on Twitter making a comment like the Thai SEC is threatening with a $15,000 fine, which is the fine for the things they're accusing Binance of. Like, oh, we're so worried that Binance won't be able to pay a $15,000
oh, I
fine.
see. Yeah, maybe it's going to be like a slap on the wrist, and they don't care. So this is what one guy wrote on Twitter. He said, not trying to FUD, but he'd get his funds off Binance. Simply too many red flags over the past few weeks. Various regulatory bodies to be worth the risk. And someone shared this. They said, this is what they saw on Binance. Withdrawals have been temporarily disabled due to risk control. That is not good because I know a lot of people.
Or it's really good because their security systems are working, perhaps.
I mean, yeah, if you're trying, well, if it's security systems, then I agree with you. But if it's because like your country, they like shut down everyone in the country due to like uncertain regulations, and if someone kept like thousands of bucks on there, that like many people do,
Yeah,
that's
but
risky.
in Canada, like a few months ago, they announced that they were going to leave a certain um, jurisdiction in Canada, Ontario, I believe,
Exactly.
and because there they had problems with new regulations, and it's like they got like a couple of months to or till the end of the year for people to get their funds off of Binance. And similar things have happened with, for example, BitMEX, I believe, for American citizens. They had to like take off their funds within a certain period. With Bitfinex was the same thing when they were banning American citizens. So if there's a government crackdown in certain jurisdictions, they're probably going to give some time
Leniency.
for people
Yeah, exactly.
to.
That makes sense. So let's take a quick look at the live chat
But
before.
anyway, either way, people should, of course, not hold too much funds on exchanges. That's a general rule anyway. So
Agreed. Okay, so let's see. Some live chat. BNB will slowly bleed. Well, definitely in the bear market, it will. FTT is Solana. I do like Solana. CZ manipulates things. That's why he thinks he's so competitive and makes sure Binance comes back. I mean, they do have a strong track record. That's for sure. They've done really well for the past since their existence, actually in 2017. CZ's the
and they have
criminal.
and and they have had several challenging periods as well, which they came through. So
You know
they're
what?
already somewhat battle tested.
Exactly. They do launch new features fast. That's for sure. They're like, ooh, we want to do this. Boom, it's there. It's ready. Someone made, or there's a funny like picture floating around Twitter where CZ tweeted about the price of BNB. He's like, BNB is on a great dip right now, or something like that. And that was like the top. That was when BNB was at like 640 or something. And now it's at like 300 something. So everyone's making fun of him for that. Why is BNB price per unit not going down? I'm not sure. Richard be happy. There's many possibilities for that. Okay, so 2 people want that series. That error comes up when someone hasn't verified their identity. Masood, that is true, but I believe you can use up to 2 BTC or so. They might have changed that limit on Binance without verification. Worthless projects. I mean, I don't have like a super in-depth answer for you, but things like Tron that aren't really forgotten, not really being used for anything interesting or real organic adoption, that's what I call potentially worthless. Okay, let's see. Next up, Doge. Doge. You know what's interesting though? Elon's tweets have been having less effects these days on price. Like he tweeted about Doge twice, and the price of Doge, actually that's a good thing. Let me take a look at the price of Doge real quick. So where's Doge? Number 6 overall. Okay. And last 7 days. So look, Elon tweeted twice about Doge. Let me show you. Let me see the exact timestamps. July 2nd and July 1st. He tweeted about Doge twice on July 1st and once on July 2nd. So where is it? July 1st, July 2nd. See? His tweets are having less and less impact.
Yeah, but the first spike was the one on July 1st, right? Those were that one, yeah. That was after his first tweets, I believe.
No, I don't think so. This is 3 a.m. July 1st. So if this is UTC time, that would make it actually June 30th. And even if it's not UTC time, it would be really early mornings for him. Let's see the timestamps. Doing some ad hoc investigation, guys. Bear with us. Okay. Can we tell 3:43. Maybe that was him. What is this?
Yeah, that was him, because that's what I specifically saw. That this first
pump
was after Elon's tweets.
Okay, so this was a pump, but it was from 0.2398 to 0.255. So it looks like a sharp pump because the range is so tight. Like it's not before he could pump
it did react, but not as violently as it used to do.
Yeah, like this looks violently, but it's not. It's only because the range is small here. Like usually he would pump like, I don't know, 30, 50% or some crazy amount.
So there has been effect, but it's minimal.
Much less. And he tweeted twice, and it's still really on its like consolidation downtrend. So maybe it has a little bit less effect right now.
So nobody cares about Elon Musk anymore. That's wonderful.
But he did tweet support for a new. So Ross Nickel is a Dogecoin Core contributor part-time. because no one works on Doge full time. They don't have like a foundation or anything. But fee change proposal. So let's take a look at the details here. And people want it. Okay, so TLDR. This proposal is to all Dogecoin stakeholders to suggest reducing average fees 100x for standard transactions on the Doge chain. Split full control over all aspects of fees between miners and node operators. Rely less on core development. And blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Reduce average fees 100x. So they can use it really a lot for like micropayments. Okay, so meaningful fees were introduced in 2014. 1 Doge fee per kilobyte. Rounded up. Current fee policy. So is there, wait, let me just take a look since this is not active yet. So Doge Coin Explorer. Okay. Let's see. Let's see, you Doge fans, how many transactions y'all are even sending. Wow. I mean, the transaction fee is so small already, 50 cents. So they want to make it like compared to other stuff. Maybe? Let me see. That's a good question, actually. Let's see what Ethereum currently is, because it might not be that much either.
But I do think Doge
okay.
fees were a lot smaller in the past.
You're right. They're not that much. They're maybe like half or so of a typical standard ETH transaction right now. Let me see Bitcoin.
But they're
Bitcoin
probably a lot higher than
fees now.
Doge fees have been in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin average transaction fee, 10 bucks for Bitcoin, according to this. Okay, I see. Yeah, so it would be fractions of a penny if they could reduce it 100x and potentially use it a lot. Fractions of a penny. Yeah, that I do like that, because like if I'm sending you Doge for a beer, we're not gonna like 50 cents to do that. That's a lot of transaction fees. If it's fractions of a penny, that'd be fine.
Yeah, if you want to do it on chain, obviously.
Yeah, but I don't think they're building off-chain stuff for Doge. So
yeah.
So yeah, let's see what people are saying. Great chat. BitTorrent, Shiba Inu. Pengy Wu loves Elon. iCust likes Binance and all the dexes compared to the compliant ones. Okay. Buy Sheeb, not Doge. BitTorrent, Shiba Inu. Dang, everyone likes Sheeb. Let me take a look at Sheeb real quick. That's one that shocked me. Remember how I told you that Coinbase was listing it, and that really shocked me?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Or maybe they do, or maybe they are trying to compete with Binance after all, in being a
if they list
altcoin exchange.
I said that I would quit if Coinbase ever listed SafeMoon, but now after they listed Shiba Inu, that's making that look much more likely, which scares me.
So you should probably retract your statement.
Okay, folks, I retract my statement, even though I still really, really hope and think that Coinbase will not list SafeMoon. But who knows? It looks like they might, though. Looks like those people who it might be like me with the wrong call that I said Doge would never go to $1. In fact, I'd bet the opposite these days. I bet that it eventually does hit $1. I don't know when, but given its price action, like they got mighty close. And if not this cycle, next cycle. Yeah, Sheeb is, man, people make so many. Like Elon tweeted a song called Baby Doge, and then someone made a token called Baby Doge that pumped. Look, it's crazy. Like every joke that Elon says gets a coin. And look at its price action. Wow. Oh my goodness. 40 million volume? 70 million volume? That's crazy, folks. This is on the Binance Smart Chain, I think. Pancake Swap, yeah. Pancake Swap, just as expected.
That's the vaporware.
Yeah, I don't think you can really trade anything too legit there. And also, so I know a lot of y'all like Cardano, and I usually cover Bitcoin and Ethereum on this channel. Not really ever. I haven't really ever gotten into Cardano that much, to be honest. I think I owned a little bit here and there, but I know a lot of people in our community like it. I'm actually going to launch a critique of Cardano this next week, so be sure to look out for that. Yes, I saw Adrian's face. I'm going to launch a critique. It might be my most disliked video ever, but we stand strong by our analysis, and I'm not saying Cardano can't succeed in the future. I just see some things that I don't like about their approach that much, and personal preference, really. And I think it got a little bit ahead of itself. But projects that tends to happen to projects like Flavor of the Month per se. But hey, I'm not saying you can't make a fortune by investing in it. I'm definitely not making that argument. But remember, Cardano started in like 2015. Its first phase, Byron, 2017, and then Shelly last year, if I'm not mistaken. And then now they're doing their Goguin Alonzo testnet. So everyone's always like, Cardano is vaporware, like you can't even build anything on top. Now they're slowly getting that functionality. Like their smart contract is on testnet now, right? And
so up until now, Cardano didn't even have smart contract functionality on their...
Yeah. So they had staking, they had their own assets, and then you can do other native assets that are not ADA, but still like in their network. And then now there's smart contract testnet. So if I have to say some positive stuff though, is that they got a lot of ADA staked. So they have good participation there. They have like thousands of pools, staking pools. So it's decently decentralized in my eyes. But at the end of the day, it has to do with like,
so
can you build?
That work?
What do you mean?
They have like 30 billion on testnets. How does that work?
No, I think it's separate. Like it's two separate pieces of news. The staking is on the mainnet, and then they're also telling us about the testnet announcement.
I see.
See, roughly 71% of ADA's circulating supply have been staked across 2,600 active pools.
Right.
So that's pretty impressive. But like I said, at the end of the day, what matters is that they're able to build interesting and useful apps on top that get real adoption. I don't want to see the adoption that you pay for, because that's not organic. It's usually not sustainable, right? Like if you're paying devs, you're paying teams, you're paying users, what happens when the money's gone? They're going to piece and go to where they truly would want to go. So that's my opinion.
Or to the next moneymaker.
Exactly. Like you're either going to just be a mercenary per se and go to whoever pays you the most, or you're going to believe in the mission and go to where you would go, like if all things were equal and no one was bribing you. That's my point of view, though. So feel free to disagree if you, for those of you watching this. Also, I want to say this. Okay, so I'm gonna flesh this thesis out more in my critique video coming up. I'm still working on it, but I'm gonna spend all day today working on it. So here's the thing: like Cardano has great tech. It's gonna be fast. Let's say they produce everything. Okay, it's still gonna take some time because they're that academic, slow but sure approach. Okay, it's gonna take some time. It's probably going to line up decently close to when Ethereum 2.0 is out. So if they both have that full set of functionality, then Cardano is going to be fighting battles on two fronts. It's going to be fighting ETH2, which, assuming nothing crazy wrong happens, it's going to be a juggernaut. And then it has all these other things: Solana, Polkadot, Algorand, Avalanche. Those are already have production ready smart contracts, or most of them at least, and huge ecosystems, multi-million-dollar war chests too. So Cardano is going to have to fight battles on multiple fronts. And I know people say that we can have a multi-chain world and whatnot, but there's not that many developers. There's not that much liquidity at the end of the day. Like, you need to, those are scarce resources. Liquidity, developers, things like that, they don't grow on trees. You're going to have to fight for them. So sure, there could be a multi-chain world, but it's not all going to be rainbows and roses and no competition, unlike some projects like to, and it's not necessarily Cardano doing this, but some projects like to paint a picture of like, oh, there's not going to be any competition. It's going to be all like just ring around the rosy, having fun. Everyone's going to succeed together and everything. I don't really buy that, to be honest.
Yeah, and the more diversified it is, I mean, the less capital there will be on each chain. So, and the less capital there is on a chain, the more, if you think in terms of proof of stake, it's going to be more prone to attacks, right? If you have like 10,000 different chains that do proof of stake, then obviously the capital is going to be very, very diversified, and it's either going to concentrate onto a few big chains,
Yeah,
or it's going to be too diversified to have any protection from against attacks.
that is absolutely true. Great analysis. I think we're also going to make a video about proof of work compared to proof of stake in our key concepts bucket, so that we can refer to those in the future when we make discussions like these. So let's see. Yes. So FTX Exchange, that's the one by Sam Bankman-Fried. They're doing a lot of stuff. So they are the new sponsors for the Miami Heat basketball team. So it used to be American Airlines Stadium, and now it's FTX Arena, not stadium. And then they become a Major League Baseball sponsors. We saw that announcement. And then now they partner with Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen to be equity stakes in their company. And Tom Brady put up a really cool video where he took a football and someone like photoshopped Bitcoin on top, the Bitcoin logo on top of the football, and he threw it at the moon in the sky. The football disappears, hits the moon, and the moon rains Bitcoins onto the earth. It looked pretty cool. You guys should go try to find that out. But I like that. And someone was saying like FTX is on a roll, like they're getting so many partnerships, and there was a big debate because some people were saying like, why sports? They're like sports sponsorships are worthless. But then SBF, or Sam Bankman-Fried, who runs FTX, he was like, there's actually a lot of analysis that goes behind this. And then someone else was analyzing that if you look at the demographics for crypto traders and those who watch like sports, they're saying that they're like really close matches per se. And that's why it potentially makes sense to get these sorts of sponsorships with like football, basketball, baseball, everything.
If
They,
that's the case, that then it definitely makes sense to do that.
and this is quite interesting too. The race is on for crypto partnerships between FTX and NYDIG. I don't know how to pronounce that. Two very different routes. NYDIG is like the institutional one per se, but they partner with other firms with like 24 million accounts, 400 million accounts to let them like access Bitcoin. And FTX, on the other hand, are doing sports deals, Tom Brady, football, Blockfolio. So one is more I don't know how to say it, more like pop culture and like reaching the fun, the sexy, the fans. And then the other one is like, we're going to partner with institutions with a lot of existing customers and give them like direct access or so. So two very different routes indeed, but I like both of them because they both bring more adoption at the end of the day.
Or at least give more people access um, to cryptocurrency, and give more exposure through marketing initiatives, right?
Exactly. Oh, and this is kind of ad hoc, but I know we're still waiting on a Bitcoin ETF. Kathy Wood's ARK Invest files to create one. That's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Pretty cool. She's a big name in the investing circles. She buys a lot of Bitcoin and other stuff.
There are currently a lot of ETFs in
There
process,
are.
right?
They're
With
gonna
the
keep doing. They're gonna keep forcing the SEC to review them until eventually they agree to.
to get one in at least.
And they're saying that like there's less and less excuses for them these days, right? Like Canada has a bunch now, and what
Hmm.
else? The FBI
And
was able to track Bitcoins, and then also China is losing its supposed control over the Bitcoin network. So one by one, the objections are falling, and the SEC might not have. I mean, Coinbase. This was a while ago. Coinbase is on Wall Street. Blah blah blah. The excuses are falling. SEC. The excuses are falling. Honestly,
and
if
that's certainly helpful
I
on the
think
path to
an optimistic case would be a really optimistic case would be this year, but I think I wouldn't be surprised at all if next year, 2022, we saw a
yeah.
Bitcoin ETF, to be honest.
I think this year is a bit too early because it's only 6 months left, right? So it's
Could
probably
happen though. There are multiple
it could
ones waiting for
happen.
it.
It could happen, but more likely is going to be next year, assuming because there's just not so much time left, and the SEC is going to probably take all the time that they can use in the process, because recently they already delayed one of the ETF um, filings, I believe. I'm not
Was
sure
it
which one it
a
was.
Van Eck one, most likely?
Yeah, I think the Van Eck one they delayed already. So they're going to use their procedural time. So it's unlikely this year, but not entirely unlikely.
Awesome. Okay, so live chat, guys. How's it going, everybody? Let's see. Smart contracts coming to Doge. That's very interesting. I didn't hear about that. I know Masood Serbes wrote that. I know that Doge, they wrapped it so you can bring it on to the Ethereum chain and do smart contract stuff. But I didn't know they were going to do it directly on the Doge network. Have not heard of that. How do you buy SHIB? I mean, you can do it on Coinbase now, can't you? Let me take a quick look. That was a while ago, that announcement. So it should be activated already. Okay, it's not showing on here yet. Maybe they delayed that, but Binance, Uniswap, Huobi, KuCoin, FTX. Yeah, you can choose crypto.com. There's so many guys. Who wrote that? Let me see. Let's see. Richard B. Happy. Yeah, there's a lot of options for you. Higher or lower taxes? Lower. Robert. Can BitTorrent touch $1? I mean, why are you guys liking that though? I mean, I just feel like there's much more interesting stuff. Wow, BitTorrent touch $1? What the heck? Okay, so its market cap right now is like 2 billion. And it's like 1, 2, 100, 500x. Let me see, one sec. 0.002 time. Yeah, 500x gain. 500.
On BitTorrent.
So he's thinking that BitTorrent will reach a 500 billion to 1 trillion market cap. I feel like unless we see hyperinflation, I got to be a little bit nuanced here. Unless we see some crazy hyperinflation and the US dollar goes down the drain, no, I don't think we'll ever see BitTorrent touch $1.
Highly unlikely. Not impossible, but highly unlikely.
Aren't Binance full on USDT? Yes, they are a lot on USDT. Tether gotten away with it for so long. Ganesh is from Ontario, Canada, actually. GSJ, you should scroll back to the beginning of this stream. We talk a lot about Binance versus regulators. Let's see. So actually, there was a chart that showed that USDC and Tether, like USDC was, I forgot, Tether was dropping to around 60%. Right here. Okay, let me show you. In the coming weeks, it is very likely that USDT's share of the stablecoin supply on Ethereum will fall below 50% for the first time. Okay, that's on Ethereum, but USDC is quickly emerging as the dominant stablecoin. So this is not, I guess, for the entire market, just for Ethereum based stablecoins, but that's the main one, right?
Exactly. Currently, Ethereum based USDT has taken over most of the dealings in USDT, right?
Actually, I have to retract something I said earlier. Remember how I said Tron was worthless? I just realized that I've actually used USDT on the Tron network recently because some people wanted to send me a payment. I was like, ERC20, but then they're like, the fees are like $10. They're like, can we do TRC20? And I actually could do TRC20, and it was only like 50 cents to $1 for the whole transaction. I was like, wow. Okay. I mean, it's centralized. It's like Justin Sun runs the validators, but still, maybe Tron isn't completely worthless after all. Yeah. So USDC is growing more and more, and I can't wait for the day, whether we're right or wrong about Tether being shady and everything.
And USDC is which of the stable coins is that?
They're on all networks. They're on Ethereum and
Yes,
Solana
but
and Tron and things like that.
I mean, who is operating USDC?
Oh, it's a consortium, like Circle, Coinbase, some big companies, and they all have direct like USDC to $1 bridges guaranteed. Like it doesn't
Right,
even
right.
fluctuate; it's guaranteed swap. Yeah, but that's quite interesting, and you know, we talked about this in the past, but the Tether executives, like the CEO, let me show you guys. Tether, CEO of Tether. Where's the CEO of Tether? Where is he? I can't find him. But anyways, those like they're actually on Twitter and defending and like arguing back and whatnot. I just can't imagine like if they were running a huge con on everybody, on millions and millions of people. They must be
For
mighty.
billions and billions and dollars.
They must be mighty bold because they're like so public about it, and you know that they're going to be like hunted by authorities and whatnot around the world
Which they
if
already
they
are, right?
well, not personally though.
No,
Like
that's
they're not
true.
going to be arrested in person like those two South African brothers that disappeared. I don't have the details of that, but yeah, I mean, look, if you're gonna like disappear, you should like keep a low profile. You know, not be on Twitter arguing with people about Tether or whatnot. But hey, to each their own. To each their own. Okay, we're about done. About to wrap up. Thank you everybody for watching. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hope to see you next weekend. Maybe back on. Actually, Sundays might not be that good for me because I do my shooting on those days. But we can discuss after. It's great seeing y'all, folks. Sorry we weren't here last week. That was my fault. But hope you enjoyed this one. Want to do this more often. And see you later.
See you later.